This is the Parental Alienation Speaks podcast. I'm Cheryl Mefford. What exactly happens to a child's brain when it's subjected to psychological abuse? To understand this, we need to go back to the beginning. Our brains contain millions of electrical pathways made up of what's called neurons. And these neurons transmit information along what's called synapses. We're born only with the necessities, like the brainstem, to regulate breathing and heartbeat. The rest of our brain is created through our experiences. A synapse becomes activated through an experience. And through repetition, that experience produces a chemical pattern that becomes strengthened. Once enough repetitions have been achieved, a threshold is reached, and the pathway becomes hardwired into the child's mind. So, for instance, if a baby cries and its needs are met, then a positive pathway is created. But the opposite is also true. If the baby cries and its needs are not met, or the baby is yelled at, told they're stupid, like those acts of commission and omission we talked about, then a negative pathway is created. Those pathways that are not hardwired undergo a pruning process and are eliminated from the brain. So for the crying baby that was comforted, the negative pathways were eliminated and the positive pathways were left. But for the crying baby that was not comforted, the positive pathways were eliminated and the negative pathways were left. A child whose brain is created through negative pathways creates a brain that fails to function normally. Studies show that brains that are subjected to psychological abuse can live in a toxic stress environment, and this toxic stress causes the brain to develop irregularly, causing a reduction in the size of the hippocampus, the corpus callosum, the prefrontal cortex, and the cerebellum. They can also have overactivity in the amygdala, which processes emotions and determines reactions to stressful situations. And cortisol levels can be out of control. This is your body's stress hormone that regulates mood, motivation, and fear. The fallout from this can be catastrophic. It can have lifelong consequences for a child. It can leave them more susceptible to substance abuse, attachment issues, phobias, low self-esteem, suicide, guilt, anxiety, depression, and lack of trust. The impact of psychological abuse on the brain can leave a child living in a persistent state of fear, no longer having the ability to regulate emotions and stress, no longer reaching developmental milestones, no longer able to receive love and positive stimulus, and no longer having the ability to develop normal social interactions. If you found this information helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel and go to ParentalAlienationSpeaks.com to learn more about our story. I'm Cheryl Mefford, and I'm fighting for childhoods.